Hello and welcome to this video. It is going to be on timesing and dividing fractions, and let's get straight into it. So I'm going to show you this slide which I had up before, and this is just to remind you that on the top we have the numerator and on the bottom we have the denominator, just in case, because I will say the numerator and denominator and I just want you just to know which one they are. And as you can see, we've got half here and half the circle is shaded, which is kind of obvious, but let's get straight into the rules. So if you're timesing, just times the denominators by the denominator and times the numerator by the numerator. And it sounds quite complicated, but it is very easy. I'll show you in a minute. And if you're dividing, just flip the second fraction and times them, so you do what you had before. So I'll show you what I mean by both of these. So here we have two fractions which I'm timesing together. So I said I want to times the denominator by the denominator and the numerator by the numerator. So let's do this. So these are the numerators, so let's times the numerators by each other. So 1 times 20 is 20, and 2 times 18 is 36. And it is as simple as that. And that is just timesing and dividing fractions. So I'm going to give you an example down here just to see if you can do it. Pause the video and tell me what you think it is. I'm just writing down some random stuff and I'll tell you what the answer is here. So the answer to this one is going to be 1 times 32, which is 32, and 3 times 14, which is 42. So that's the answer for the second one. So that is simply just timesing fractions, which I'm sure you can all do. So now let's go on to dividing fractions. It's just got one more step and it's not too much more complicated. So I said what you want to do is flip the second fraction and then do timesing. So here we have, this is the second fraction. So what I mean by flip is completely put the numerator on the bottom and the denominator on the top. So let's just rewrite this if we were going to flip the second one. So we have 11 out of 17. That stays the same, and then because we're flipping it, we want to then times it. So this is timesing, and then we flip this one. So instead of 5 being on the top, it's 7, and instead of 7 being on the bottom, it's 5. And then we just simply do timesing. So 7 times 11 is 77, and 17 times 5 is going to be, I think I need a calculator for that one. 17 times 5 is 85. And there we go, and that is it for just timesing and dividing fractions. I'm going to do a quick real life example on the next slide, but that is how you do it. And as you can see, it's not too hard at all, nowhere near as hard as plusing, minusing and and adding fractions. So here's a real life example, and you might have seen these before. In this example, I have a bag and it's got 3 red buttons and 7 blue buttons. So if I stick my hand in once, the chance of me picking out a red button is 3 out of 10, and the chances of me picking out a blue button is 7 out of 10. And you may be asking, why is there another layer here? This is just in case I want to pick another one out. So let's say I picked a red, and then I want to pick another one. So let's say I picked a red again. The odds of that would be 2 out of 9. And a real life example would be to find out what the odds are if I was going to pick a red and then another red. So if you're going to do that, you want to times them together. So here we would do 3 out of 10 times 2 out of 9, and that is equal to 6 out of 90. So that is the odds of me picking out a red button, then picking out a red button again. But anyway, that's about going to sum up for what we have for today. So thank you for watching, and I'm just going to quickly go back over the slides. You can pause whenever you want. And just a reminder, if you just head over to GCSE-Maths.com, there's a full list of all the videos. And thank you for watching. See you again soon.